3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check.
That's good. Checking his mic.
check.
Is that working?
It is.
What a lovely song, Chris.
Thank you very much.
And what happiness you brought to my day.
I'm glad I did.
It's all about happiness today. I'm Matt.
I'm Chris.
And this is another Monkey Monday.
It is.
So, when we talk to our customers, we really love exploring what makes them tick, what makes them happy, what makes them have a good culture. It drives an awful lot of what we do. And we found 3 resources we think that you'd be really interested in if you care about this sort of stuff.
Yeah, and it's about how to make everyone happier, your customers, your clients, the people within your business, yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And we can see the threads tied between these videos, and it's mostly a little bit of empathy, isn't it? Understanding those people around you and understanding what drives them and what makes them tick, and adjusting maybe your own behaviour to help relationships blossom. So the first one is a book by Thomas Erickson called Surrounded by Idiots, which is really great. It divides people into 4 different types of category denoted by colour. So different personality types. I'm a yellow, apparently, I think. Dobby.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a yellow, but have other tendencies, I think.
Yeah, and there is crossover. So we're optimists, though.
Yeah, we are.
So me and Chris are kind of yellow people. Red people are a little bit more driven than we are. And then you've got the blue people that are opposite us, and they're more attention to detail and spreadsheety, I guess.
Yeah, slightly more introverted.
Yeah. And green people as well, who sort of sit with the blues but are a bit more creative and a bit more people-centric. Really, really interesting way of understanding people. But what's nice about the book is it talks about how you can group these people together in a business sense, and what type of people work well with other type of people, and how to avoid saying things that might trigger, I suppose, or anger even, these different personality types. And it also really helps, once you understand what drives them, how you can make their lives happier by giving them the stuff that they're really asking for. So it's a really good read, and will really help you make your teams more cohesive, make them glued together. And even actually, it will help with your meetings, with how you talk to your customers and everything. It's a really great thing.
Yeah, I find it sort of fascinating how we've ended up in our business with yellow people and other people. Have we designed it to be that way, or have people just come along and that's how they are? I'm not quite sure. Have we looked out for these people? It's
interesting because when we learned about it before they came, I suppose.
Yeah.
But I think an entire business full of yellows would probably be a little bit exhausting. So I think having a good mix is what you really want. But understanding how they interact with each other is the key thing. Great book. Yeah. Number 2, Chris.
Number 2 is Rethinking Happiness by Darren Brown. It's a video. It's also a book. I think it's just called Happiness, the book. But I'm mid-40s and obviously going through a midlife crisis where you'd normally go out and buy a motorbike or a speedboat or whatever. And I went on holiday and thought, well, maybe we should have a look at happiness and what makes us happy, and just explore that a little bit. And he comes up with some really great ideas about when you're happy, or when you're in a circle of people, you compare yourself to them all the time, and to see how much better off or how much worse off you are than them. But you never compare yourself to like David Beckham or people on a different planet. And that's how you see the world from social media, say. You're always comparing yourself to people who are posting things going, oh, I did this thing really well, which is their perfect life that they're trying to portray. Yeah. And just sort of competing on a weird sort of level, and how to get away from that, really.
And the thing I took away really was the bit at the end, and he talks about what would happen if everybody was removed. What if you were just alone in the world all of a sudden, and you could have any house you want? Would you really go and live in a giant mansion? You probably wouldn't. Would you start caring about designer clothes? Probably not. So many of the drivers people put behind happiness, so many of the things, the sort of cosmetic things they think are going to make themselves happy. Chris's new speedboat, which you should definitely buy, by the way.
Nottingham.
you know, these things that people think are going to make them happy probably won't make them happy.
Yeah.
They're just, and once you strip all of those other people away, the things that probably will make you happy, things that maybe you already have, you know, shelter, warmth, things like that. So it's interesting. It's a really interesting thing, a thought experiment to help you focus on the important things. Another thing I read actually a little while ago is that there was another survey done. I can't remember the name of it, so we can't reference it. But it talked about buying things versus sort of employing people. Yeah. So if you might, I don't know, buy a speedboat. We love speedboats here. Or you might spend money on, I don't know, paying someone to sort your garden out or put a fence up or clean your house or something. And apparently you get a lot more happiness from that kind of exchange than you would from the thing that you're buying. Yeah. So that's another interesting thing as well.
I mean, I haven't finished the book yet, but a lot of the happiness comes from having a purpose in life. So that goes back to the Simon Sinek things in business, where teams really want a reason to be, a purpose, a noble cause, I think he calls it, isn't it?
Seeing where they fit in the puzzle, I think, is another really good thing. So again, when we talk about, if you check out OKRs, Google it, really interesting way of sharing really cool objectives in your company that people can feel that they've got a purpose towards driving towards. Is another good way of doing it.
Yeah, especially people don't really want to work for 40 years in their life and then look back and go, well, I've just worked for money and that's it, really.
Yeah. What have I got? A speedboat.
Yeah, exactly.
The last one, this is fascinating. This blew my brain. So you might have seen this online, actually, something that's been trending on social media, and it's about inner monologues.
Yes. So when I'm talking to you, I'm in a monologue going, why don't we talk about this next? And But in the video, there's a boyfriend who has an internal monologue like that, but the girlfriend has nothing.
Yeah.
Can't.
And this blew a lot of people's minds on social media. They were like, what do you mean people don't have an inner monologue and not everybody does? And the people with inner monologues are going, what, are you insane? You have like a voice in your head. And like there's loads of studies now sort of being done, and it's just fascinating. We chose this video in particular because there's loads out there talking about this, but we chose this one in particular because it goes even further, because she's got aphantasia.
Yeah, I think so.
And that means that she has no mind's eye either. So she can't form pictures in her mind. She can't even picture her own face.
Yeah, that is hard, isn't it?
Or the colour red even. It's like she can't remember what her boyfriend looks like when she's away from him. It's only when he comes back she's like, oh, there we go, yeah, that's him. But what we think is the takeaway really for you guys is that to understand that everybody's brains work very differently. So when we thread these 3 videos together, understanding that people have different types of personality and will react in different ways and have different drivers and different mechanisms, understanding that they need a purpose and their happiness will come from finding that place of fulfillment and purpose and not from maybe massive amounts of commercial stuff. And that some people don't have even the literal same way of thinking and problem solving and internal vision and creativity. Everybody's very different. So I think understanding those things is going to give you a level of empathy that will make you a much happier marketing team or leader or whatever you might be doing.
Yeah, and if you're just trying to communicate with people, maybe there isn't just one way to do it. Maybe because there are so many different types of people, maybe you have to do 3 or 4 to make it land in every person. It's kind of tricky. It gets more complicated the more you look at any of this stuff.
It does. In fact, we'll just do one more really quick thing. I know this one's gone on, but we have a customer and they use some of this terminology actually, and they talk about yellow enablers, you know, and these yellow enablers are guys that are enthusiastic and will go, yeah, I want to buy your thing. But when they take it away and try and put it in their business, there are a load of technical people there who are like the blue preventers. And they're like, no, how's it going to integrate with our network? How's it going to do this? Where's the accreditation? So those guys need two forms of communication. They need to sell the idea to the yellow enabler, and then they need to reassure the blue preventer with all the stuff. And that's why you'll have top level cultural marketing saying one thing, and then supported material that's reassuring technical documentation for those that need to go through it. So multiple communication for multiple people, and understanding who they are is great.
Yeah. Well, we've just made business more difficult, haven't we?
Sorry, everyone.
Well, that's it. And good luck. Let us know what you think about the videos, actually. It'd be really interesting to see.
Yeah, are you a green person? Are you what do you care about? What drives you? And do you have an inner monologue? Are you rabbiting off in your own brain like I am now? Shut up, Matt. Shut up, Matt.
I think I can hear your inner monologue.
Crikey, he's going to do some sort of annoying voiceover now, I bet. Anyway, thanks very much.
All right. See you later.
Oh, but before you go, you might want to hit subscribe, check out some of our other content.
This is what YouTube thinks you're going to like.
And over here is what we think you should watch next. Check it out.
Check it.
Check it.
Bye.